Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, welcome to The Void. My name is Logic, and today is Christmas. Well, about as close as Christmas as Fab will allow us to come. It's that time again. Every 2 weeks, we get 3 limited time free items, and they just dropped today, so let's take a look at what we've got here. Before we get started, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is 3 months ago, I released my very first tool on Fab called Keep the Change. And Keep the Change is a payment processing system meant to be used in simulators mostly, but it could be used with any sort of merchant system where it's not necessary to give your player change back. You just accept the payment and go. It's 100% done in blueprints and heavily commented to teach you how to code along the way. So it sort of aids you into integration. I don't just drop you off with an asset. I actually teach you how to blend it with what you're already working on. So that's the one product that I have released. Now, sales have been pretty dismal since its release. 5 sales earners is nothing to frown at. Of course, I'm not frowning at that. However, Epic does have this rule that states that you're not allowed to cash out until you've crossed the threshold. I believe for me that threshold is going to be 100 USD. And as you can see, I haven't met that yet. So it was released in March, and yeah, I still haven't met the threshold, so I thought I'd share it with you guys, get the word out. Now, don't feel obligated to buy it. If you cannot make use of it, that's completely alright, but if you do, know that it will be greatly appreciated. You guys can get the word out, pass it to your friends, and I'll be eternally grateful. Don't feel obligated to buy it if you can't make use of it, though, just know that I appreciate anything you can do. Also, if you do buy it, please go ahead and leave an honest review. I don't have any rating systems yet, but leaving an honest review can actually help me make more tools in the future, and it'll help me understand how my tools are actually being used, so I can tailor any future tools that I make towards the way that people are using these. So thanks for listening. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. There are some goodies this week, and I actually can't believe how good the assets are this week. You ever have that time where it's like, I'm working on this project, it's catered to specifically this specific style, and I know that I don't want to build everything, so I'm going to have to look to the marketplace to purchase everything, and then week after week after week. Now, last session we got this beautiful asset called the Stylized Village Fat Pack, and it's not really like a fat pack, it's to say multiple villages, but if you missed this one last week, it's by Machine Gun Studio. I actually think it was a fairly decent price, so if you did miss it last go around, I don't even know what you call them. Last week, last session, I don't know. It used to be only once a month they gave us free stuff, now it's every 2 weeks. We need a new term for this. But anyway, if you missed the Stylized Village, it was a unique sort of 3 building type thing, and it gave you different seasons, and I kind of loved it for the seasons, but also because you're not tied to these buildings. This asset last session gave us, I wonder if they're gonna show it. Anyhow, there we go. It gave us the individual pieces so you can actually build your own stylized village. Now, compare this asset and the seasons changing, which is, I think, the highlight of this asset from last go around, with this Flying Fantasy Village Town, which we get for free this time. We're kicking off July just right, because this asset is exactly what I needed. These pictures are beautiful. This comes from George Sanchinov. Or, I suppose, or Jorge, but this actually just ties your entire village together. While that has the multiple seasons and different individual pieces, it pairs so perfectly with this, and this is why I say the stars must be aligned, God's looking out for me or something, because while I'm working on my current video game, stylized fantasy, a little bit of dragon lore in there, I'm constantly just being fed every 2 weeks, being fed something new that I can tie into my project. So I'm super excited about this, and it comes with also interior, so a few interior things, I think, because I'm gonna have like a sort of tavern. Now, it says it's flying fantasy town, but obviously there's a ground to walk on. You don't have to stylize it, like you don't have to make it a flying. I don't even know how do they mean it's flying. I don't know. All I know is this is a beautiful, gorgeous asset, and we're gonna take a deep dive directly into it so we can check out this in first person. But wow, it comes with so much for interior and exterior. Like, I don't think I need any more fantasy villages. I think with those two assets for the past 2 weeks or 2 sessions, every single thing that I need to decorate my land is in those two assets. So wow, to have those back to back is just a godsend. All right, this is the beautiful scene. It took a very long time to load. I'm thinking, yeah, uh, I'm thinking it's not very optimized. It took a long time to load, but I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and walk around. Everything looks so beautiful. Got decent reflections. There's so many assets. Theater. Okay, so in my game, the one that I'm working on, that's going to be the fantasy, someone is in at the stocks, and then they're in danger of being beheaded because that's what they did back then. When you got in trouble, you got beheaded. So okay, well, I cannot go in. No. Okay. All right, I'll find another building to go in. Nope, I'm not allowed in there either. It's empty though. uh I could always fix that. uh this is amazing. Oh my goodness, look at it's gorgeous. The assets are beautiful. There's so many different variations in buildings. I can just see everything being, I can see my game unraveling right now. There's the clothing line. mm, okay, period clothing, definitely. Okay, that's good. All right, flags. Oh wow, there's a king in my game as well, so the king's definitely gonna live across the bridge. Is this bridge included too? I didn't see this. But obviously, if you're gonna have a floating town, you're gonna need a way to get from one floating area to the next. So that's lovely. My city probably won't be floating, but hey, I could probably make one floating too. It's fantasy. It has dragons. It could be the dragons could fly from one town to the next. Who knows? Well, I'm not able to get in there. I bet you the village witch lives here. Okay, so we've got little runes and different things like that. I don't know where this fits in, but I tried to jump up there, but I'm not. This place is gorgeous. How do we get over there? Wow. What? Are these supposed to depict people or just, I don't know. This is, oh, a swing that I'm not allowed to sit on. Oh, wow. Oh, if you did a sky game where you had like sky ships and stuff, they could dock right here. I think I played the game like that recently, Aloft, I believe it's called. I don't think I've posted it. By the time I haven't posted it. I think I have other stuff in the way of posting before this will come out before the Aloft, but that was a pretty cool. I think it was a demo or something. Or I think it early access. I'm sorry, not a demo. Uh, this town is. Oops, I'm stuck. Okay. Oh, where's the oh, we have a decent outhouse because of course no indoor plumbing. I can go. Can I get in the? I'm not allowed in the tavern either. I thought since there was so much indoor, they give you planting to do out. This is so jam packed with so much stuff. I am beyond ecstatic. This is probably. Oh no, this might be better than the last one. This is definitely better than the last one, but they go well. They go so well together. So if you manage to get the less last session's items for free, then you definitely lucked out. Especially if you're looking to make a stylized historic piece. And it's weird that the theme is just like stylized medieval or stylized historic pieces when that's the type of game that I'm working on. Oh, but look, okay, so I thought since they gave us so much interior furniture that we would be able to go inside the doors, but we're not. So I'm not entirely certain if uh, if the interiors are built out or if they are like if the floors work or anything like that. Like, look at this. This is just such a beautiful piece. You can tell by how long I'm spending just admiring all of it. Like, this is a steal. Even if you're not making the game right now that features this style, this kit is a steal. Pick it up before, oh my goodness, pick it up before the 2 weeks are over. You need this kit. Everyone needs this kit. Even if you're not using the buildings, but you could use the landscape, you could use the trees, you could use this beautiful pond. Do we get this floor down here as well? This colorful floor? I would not cover this with water. I would, oh wow, I would use that as decorative rocks on the ground. And there's a floating tree in the middle. This is really nice. Ooh. Wow. Why did I've just noticed the statue? Does the king live up there? Look at this. A beautiful underbridge piece with someone's house above it. Since I cannot go into buildings, I'm not sure if I can climb the scaffolding. Okay. Is this included as well? Wow. I am just shocked at the vast of this. Now, the last kit that I keep comparing this to, because they've, been giving out free back to back, said it was a fat pack. And I'm looking at every single asset. I said, no, that's not a fat pack. This vast area that you can design an entire video game in just this area alone. This is a fat pack. Alright, I'm worried that we won't be able to get into any of the buildings. I would hate that if we're not actually able to get into the buildings, because that means trying to download them and, gosh, exporting them, downloading them, trying to fix the mesh so that people can walk on the floor and go through the door, and then re-uploading them in. It's a mess. It's a lot of trouble. And it's not something that anyone would want to do, especially since they include so many pieces. It would not be a good thing to have to do. Oh my goodness. Outdoor picnic tables, outdoor tenting. You can have an entire open market here, which I believe the last kit came with market pieces as well. So with these tents and those pieces, you could have an entire market area like this. Oh, this is gorgeous. Where'd the statue? Oh. Did I walk past the statue? I was looking for it. He's huge. I don't know who he's meant to be, but he's huge. Whoa. Him and his dog? Is that a dog or a bird? Can I go under his feet? No. That is so awesome, honestly. Oh, which way? We're gonna go... Not that way, sorry. The movement is very, very sensitive. Let's see. These stairs, oh wow, everything. This is just too amazing. For free? I'm starting to feel guilty that all of this is free now. Like, this literally will make my entire game's atmosphere. We've got a little moat. Put some piranha in the water. Oh, I get the book and the axe as well. Light the candles. I thought the king lived up here, but there has to be a way into this. Is it just a... Am I walking on the... walking on the water. I think I can fix that. It should just be a shader anyway. I would have to make an entrance to something like this that would allow you to go in. Yeah, it looks like they have it sealed off. But when I jumped on the table, I saw it looks just like a, what is the word? Not an artifact. What do you call places of importance where people come and visit all the time? Like a public attraction or something. It looks like that. There. Okay. This is absolutely amazing. You have to pick up this asset, and I have to move on to the next item. The next asset that we're going to be looking at this week is going to be the mechanic character named Sarah by David Gret. It's supposed to be a survivor. Survivor. She's surviving. Action RPG shooter woman girl. Now, I can't say that I would personally have a direct use for this, and I don't really like to get characters that aren't in bundles or pack, and that's only because the art style differs from character to character. So if you're not getting it made exactly by the same person, it looks a little bit different. She almost looks like a metahuman, right? So she looks like she'll blend in with metahuman. So that's good on this part. It also looks like she can mix and match her outfit. She doesn't have to wear all of the pieces. And 5.6 is coming out. That's trying to let you do a little bit more with adjusting the character, but there's still that ingrained art style where if you're going to be buying characters from off of the Fab Marketplace, you're going to struggle to try to make them fit together or blend in. So this is something that I would definitely be using for maybe a first person, or that I could use for a game where like you're only seeing it first person, but maybe it's like a co-op and it doesn't have a lot of characters that you need, and maybe other people are seeing your character but not necessarily you seeing it all times. And that's where I would be like, okay, I can buy one-off characters for such situations like that. Or like a third-person single-player over-the-shoulder. If this is the only character you need to use and make it blend in with your environment, that's fine. But if you're doing something that requires multiple characters, like say you're using her for an NPC or something, her style would have to fit in with the style of other people. But yeah, they say it's just for survival action RPG, so main character style. I do love that you get all of these action things. However, they're pretty frequent, should I say? These are pretty common items that you can probably get in any kit. You have a pistol here, some spanners, a giant wrench, an axe. The gas mask is rare, and the tool belt is a bit different. So, but there again, if you're already into doing action RPGs or any type of shooter, you probably already have these items. So there. I'm not saying it's a waste. I could find a use for her in something, background character or something like that. And obviously, these tools can be thrown in everywhere, but they aren't as exciting. Getting a character in the free assets for the week or for the 2 weeks isn't as exciting as like an entire environment or different scenes or tools and different things like that. Because this is for this type of character, you kind of have to use it in a specific use case. Unless you just use her as their plain character here and redesign all of her clothing. Which, not really what this was designed for, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's, they took a pretty good pictures here. You can see the detail, but let's go ahead and have a look. Does the tent and fire come with it? Nope. I ask a question and it's right there on screen. Cinematic scene is... Oh, wait. Is included. I'm used to my brain misread that. I'm used to things saying not included, and I'm used to if it's posted on here, it's usually tried to tell you that it's not included. It is included. So actually, let's go ahead and take a walkthrough. So here she is. Looks like she's still loading in just a bit. We are out of memory for the skin cache. I'm just in a default open scene where I haven't set any, or haven't made any settings or anything. Why am I not? I'm not able to walk around. 1 second. it's not, I'm not even able to use my, let's get out of play mode. Okay, she seems to have a character and a camera. I was not able to walk. We might have to fly around through this one. Let me try one more time. Yep, arrow keys don't work. Even if it's out of memory for textures and stuff, which is a lot, I should still be able to walk around, and I'm not able to. Alright, we might have to fly over. I'm gonna fly over this. I'm gonna full screen it with F11, and it won't let me move the character around. That's fine. Let's just fly over first person. Let's look at her. Well, let's go over here. Lighting's pretty bad over there. What? Okay. When they say the scene is included, okay, I've already got it. So these adventure letters, I wonder if they give us the entire alphabet, or if I'm just looking at adventure and that's all I get. Let's see, time to plunge into atmosphere adventure part 2. Part 1. Okay, a lot of work has been put into this character package. We've implemented an exceptional number of nice features that you will surely enjoy. I really didn't like what I started with. It's very laggy though. Wow, very laggy. I like the brick. I like the weirdest things. I definitely love building environments and making them unique. The brick with the exposed rebar, that's what I'm here for. But it's up to me. It's not really up to you to determine whether or not the features are nice or if I will enjoy them. Lots of skins, amazing modularity, corrective blend shape to stimulate muscles. Several body types, male and female. They didn't have... Why wasn't that advertised? If you offer male and female body types, that should have been on the front page. The ability to exchange clothes between characters, a bunch of accessories and weapons, a demo scene created from scratch with lots of props for your game, cinematic scene control rig, will tell you more below. This is the second adventure style packages. It includes James is the main. I think this is not accurate. This is not what I have, but okay. James is the main adventure character, which is pretty much what I said this would be used for. He learned to survive, but it changed him forever, becoming a hermit. He sees the hidden in the dark. You're writing a whole story for a character that someone's going to make a different game out of. I don't know if I would have put that much time into something like this, but okay. And he is ready for any trouble. Diana, we don't have Diana either, is a girl with a dream of adventures following her dream. One day she collected all the accumulated money and went to the temple of the emperor. However, for her, the events that awaited her upon arrival were a complete surprise. Sarah, who is the one that they say we have, is a born mechanic. Machines, complex techniques, devices. The smell of oil has been her lifelong passion. She is appreciated in the team for her skills and a specific sense of humor. Have they made their own game with these characters? Now, the thing said we only had Sarah, so I'm going to assume that they didn't give us the entire pack with those other characters in it, and we just have Sarah. Oh yeah, okay. This package includes the Sarah character only. No. This is the second adventure style packages. It includes James, Diana, and Sarah. What? Okay, so we only have Sarah. Okay, that's been made clear. High quality skins. They have a basic adventure survival horror skins and several theme skins. I need to go see these different skins they're referring to. Love for detail. Individual parts of characters for a long time, such as watches, amulets, and hairstyles. What do you mean I can look at them for a long time? Huh? Characters have their own set of weapons. Crossbow, bat, Indian bow. Well, okay. All clothes, hairstyles, and accessories are compatible between characters, including the top and bottom compatibility with clipping and other typical problems. Create unique combinations. To combine some parts of clothing, the use of blend shapes is required, and they include those blend shapes. A demo scene, which is what I thought I clicked on, is included. We were the first to use this system on the market, and has greatly improved the quality of animations. What system? Maybe they're saying they designed the system to allow you to change clothing. If the system is as great as they say it is, being able to change those clothing would be really helpful, especially if you don't really want to use it as a survival character. And if they do have like the blend shapes, it looks like they've only created 3 characters. So, like I said, if you want to use it for like an NPC in the background, changing clothes is fine, but you won't really be able to change their face. So, let's see. So that's one, and then this should be very dark. And is it just her? And I don't know what I'm looking at. It's very dark, but okay. And these are the only pieces of clothing that she comes with. So basically everything that we had already seen in the advertisement. So let's move on to the final item that they're giving us free. And that is going to be this inventory system, fully blueprint by Gamma Studios. Now, this is an inventory system for kind of like a first person survival style game. It really has that whole like Resident Evil feel with your whole, your heartbeat and danger or whatnot. It's got your hotkeys and then a small inventory that allows you to also look at some files or your map. Like, this is just this basic straight Resident Evil style inventory system. You can note it just feels like that right off the bat. It's got that whole how do I say, modern twist on it, where everything's just like black with white squares, minimalist, I guess you would call it. That's that. I would say that's common UI for now for a lot of the games I see being made in Unreal Engine. It's definitely this dark UI, white lettering, and yeah, it's typical, but it's not bad. Everything is fully done in Blueprint, so it's really easy. It's one of those systems where you actually have to create a project and start from here. I don't really like those systems. Only when it's necessary, and it doesn't really seem necessary for something like this. It's like, if you want to be able to use my asset, you must start with my project as the base. Because, yeah, I don't know. If it's not necessary, don't do it. I generally just create the project, migrate the assets into a file that I've created myself anyway. That way other people's names and all that stuff isn't like written on my personal game that I'm releasing. But it has a note system, it looks like. A beautiful note system. It looks like it's one of the ones that will bring up the plain text, which I find to be very useful in games, especially when people choose all of those weird fonts and then you're not able to read entirely what's on the paper. But again, this is another like Resident Evil feel. It looks like the paper's just blank or blurred or tiny text, and then the literal text goes above it. Oh, and if I haven't mentioned Resident Evil enough, you've got your red and green herbs to go ahead and mix into a first aid kit. So, definitely Resident Evil style. Oh, would you look at that, a Resident Evil style map? Does it show you? It doesn't show you. It shows a gun here, but what I don't see is, the typical Resident Evil, like, this door is locked. And then, what? And then when they started to do the whole, tell you which key that you needed for each door once you've come across it. That's cool. But it looks like they do have the rooms being different colors, and as we know, in Resident Evil, if the room's one color, you probably still have something to do in that room, or you still haven't picked up all the items. And then looks like the arrow is here, so I'm not sure if the map is because they're in that room or is because they need to pick something up in that room. But this is cool. I love maps like this, completely interactive. It just adds to the feeling, because if you're in a real horror game and you've got, say, a paper map, you're going to be drawing on it anyway. And just being able to show stuff on the map just makes the game feel more polished and upscale. And so that is a really fantastic component to add to the maps. And then you have a shop, it looks like. Okay. This is a fantastic, man, they have been blowing everything away. A few weeks ago, I actually almost did a video, but the assets were so dull and so boring. I think it was like the end of May, and then ever since June hit, man, they've just been knocking it out of the water. Like every asset that they've picked to give away for free has been phenomenal, and this is no different. They are, wow, okay, blowing it out of the water. So you've got your own personal shop, again, that minimalistic style, but the good thing about it is you get a full-fledged view, high detail view of the item in the background, which I'm hoping that they do have that. The way I would add such a system is I would have a second camera take a picture of these assets, so that when you do click on them here, you get a full detail. You get a full high resolution detail, and the items are like they're photographed at the beginning of the game off screen, have nothing to do with the map. So okay, so you've got a shop, you've got coin, buy, upgrade, sell. All right, we're going over here. Okay, so this is how to use items. It looks like they have not just an equip feature, an examine feature, which I'm hoping lets you do a 360 view. There's a combine feature, because we know Resident Evil, you have to combine a lot of things. Sometimes just key items need to be combined just to use them. Moving them, I guess, if you want to move them to a different location. Not really sure how that would be useful, because this doesn't seem to be one of those grid-based systems where like what is in which grid counts. But there's a shortcut, so you can put everything here, and then there's a drop functionality here. Oh, this has everything. Wow, this is really great. I am completely impressed. These are some top tier items. All right. So this is the version that we currently have, right? Version 1.3. And this is everything that includes. It's got a really big update. Shotgun weapon, type added, different bullets added, bullet spread radius. So this isn't just an inventory system, right? It looks like they're actually allowing you to use the weapons. Now, other inventory systems that I have seen, they're literally just the inventory item, and you put your own gun in place, or you put your own bullets in place for what you want to use, and they're just providing the template to house the items or whatever items you decide to put in. But this is very different. This looks like it is including usable items that you can actually use in the game. A template shotgun, a shooting algorithm. There's an actual shooting algorithm. There's range damage. Wow. Crosshair can be changed for every weapon. So that would actually give you the ability to not just change the crosshair, but allow your player to ADS. Crosshair size is dynamic. My guess is that's for different weapons. Okay. Focus, gun kick, weapon sway added, so your weapon will move left and right while you're holding it in your hand. I don't actually like that in games, but there's save and load systems. So this includes a save and load system as well. A widget added for load with the P key, and add and free slots is not deployed by the backpack. I don't know what that means, but my guess is you can add additional slots. So that's the overview, and these are some more key features. You can go ahead and read that on your own. I'm going to jump into the demo and see what some of this stuff is all about. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let's put this on full screen. All right, here we go. Where is it? Interactive inventory. Welcome to interactive inventory. Explore, engage, and discover with ease. This is where innovation meets functionality, designed to give you a first-hand experience of our project's true potential. Dive in to explore its features, capabilities, and the impact it can create. What? I accidentally moved my mouse and didn't realize it. We're excited to share this journey with you. Let's get started. Do I go this way? Open sesame! Oh, okay, so we're gonna go down the left. Oh, because there's another room. We're frozen. That's not good. Alright, we're just going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, because we have to go into another room. So, pick up. Step 1, approach the item you want to pick up. Press E to interact. That background wasn't white. Alright, I need a med kit. Oh. So I just have to approach it. I have to be in the vicinity of it. Can I pick it up from back here? I'm not looking at it. Will it let me pick it up? Yes. Which means there is a... that just means there is a trigger box around the item. So if I'm close to it, I can pick it up. I would change that. I prefer to look at the item. And if you're looking at it, then you can pick it up. Because why should I be able to pick stuff up if I'm like, I don't see it? And then suddenly I'm like, oh, I'll just pick it up. Also, I think the E is too big and it doesn't allow me to see what the item is. But that's alright. Files. Open your inventory and switch to the Files tab. Drop. We're frozen again. I don't feel like this is optimized. Okay, we're frozen again and the background just turned white. It does that when I get close. That one turned white. It's clear now, but it turned white when I got close to that as well. I don't have files yet. Do I pick up the file first? New file added. This. Okay. New file added. So inventory, I was assuming it's tab. It's I. Apparently I'm in danger, so I'm going to go ahead and use my first aid kit. That was a large med kit. And I'm only going to caution. E is going to open my files. A lost soul. Message on the wall. The city is lost. Whoever sees this. Do not enter. I repeat. Do not enter. You don't really need to repeat when you're writing. They can just read it. Okay. We thought we could fight them, but they were too many. Save yourself. Head west. There might be a chance there. Good luck, Jared. To whoever finds this, I don't know if anyone will ever read this, but writing keeps me sane. It's been months since the sky went dark and the world turned to ashes. I'm all that's left of my family. We used to live in a small town near the river, now just a memory, buried under rubble and dust. Every day is a struggle. I forage for food, scavenge for clean water, and hide from the raiders who roam the wasteland. I still remember the night they came. Torches burning, their wild cries echoing through the air. I managed to escape, but I lost everything. I miss the warmth of my wife's embrace, the sound of my children's laughter. The hope of seeing them again is what keeps me moving. I heard rumors of a safe haven to the north, a place untouched by the chaos. It's a long shot, but it's the only hope I have left. So are we going to the north or are we going to the west? If you're reading this, it means I didn't make it. Take my advice. Trust no one. Keep moving and never lose hope. But you lost hope. You lost your life. The world may be broken, but we can't afford to be. Survive for those who couldn't. Okay. Alright, so that's the note system, which is really cool. So it doesn't really take up a lot of space until like you have a note added. Did I press escape by mistake? Oh no, sorry. I accidentally pressed escape to get out of the menu, and I think it's just like Oh, so I still have the weapons. I'll run through the first couple again. It froze again. So it keeps freezing in that same spot. Something's definitely wrong there. Obviously, when you use this, you'll probably want to migrate your own assets over to your project that you're currently working on, but you also want to make sure it's optimized, because something like that shouldn't happen. I'm looking at it. See, if I was looking at that from this distance and I didn't use the whole like physical trigger box, I would have been able to pick it up, because I can see from here that it's a note, but right here I'm not allowed to take it. I'm close enough to see that that's a note. Even here I'm not close enough. Even here I'm not close enough. Now I am. Okay. Alright, let's check out the next one. The backpack. Oh, we're gonna freeze every section we go to? What the heck? Pick up the backpack to increase your inventory size. We have 8 slots now. I'm gonna go ahead and also to use items. I've got a left click. So you see at the top left, they have debug text just saying that I've left clicked. Here's a problem. What if I don't want to use, examine, combine, move, or drop the item? I just want to go to the next item. I clicked on the med kit, and this is a big coding issue. I'm not allowed to touch anything else. I don't want to use it. Examine. Maybe if I examine it and then get out of examine. Q for quit. Okay, I want to quit examine. Q does not work. I've clicked on the button Q. Q for quit does not work. But if I've clicked this, clicking off of it should take focus away from that drop down menu. That's a major issue. And this kit is so lovely. That is a major issue. Can I press Q to quit selection? I'm not allowed to press Q to quit. Enters, confirm, backspaces to go back. But I shouldn't need to go back from a menu. Now all you need is a blank canvas border back here, and if you click on it, it should be the one that, even still, I should be able to click on this item, then click on that. Here's what you do. A player should be able to select each of their items. It's not fair. This button right here, the drop down menu, should be switched to right click immediately. That you should be right clicking. There should not be an automatic menu, because if I need to click on something to combine it, or not even to combine it, if I just want to look to see what it is, anything like that, I shouldn't have to. That's not right. So clicking automatically pulls this window up, and I have to press backspace to get rid of it. No, I should be able to click off, because that's how that's how natural. How do I say? That's how we naturally use a computer. And I don't. If you're going to program any kind of game, you need to program it based on what the player is, how the player is expecting to interact with your things. This is why we don't usually innovate things. This is why when F isn't flashlight or C or control isn't crouch, people get all baffled, because there's kind of an unwritten rule. Like, this is how I expect to use a computer. When we're in a computer and we have other menus going on, just simply clicking off of that usually makes the item go away. Not just in video games, but in everyday use of computers as well. So for that to not be, I was baffled. For that not to be the fault, it was weird. And then I come over here and I see that I can press backspace to go back, but I wasn't sure if that would take me completely out of the inventory. It does. Okay, so it takes me out of the inventory. Does I also take me out? I also takes me out of the inventory. Okay, that was weird, but let's keep moving on. Okay, I key. Hover over the item you want. And see, you don't want to hover either, because hover is an option either, because when you're playing a game, misclicks happen all the time, especially a horror game where the tension is built up. So everything the player does needs to be an intentional button, not something that could just change just because I'm hovering my mouth in a location. A jump scare could happen. Somebody could whisper in your ear. Next thing you know, you're going, wah, and you've clicked on something without, intending to. It happens. But let's go ahead and drop this. Now, if I drop it, is it on the ground for me to collect again? Yes, it is. That's not bad. Okay, I can pick it up again. Right click, set item you want to manage. No, right click is not the answer. Let me back up so I can read. Hover over the image you want to manage, right click. See, they have right click here. I said it should be right click because that's how people expect it. It's not right click. It's set to left click, and yeah, select drop to release it. So maybe they intended it to be right click, because again, that is the standard. But yeah, it's not right click, it is left click. So I'll use that. I am fine. Let's keep moving. Combine. Oh no. Okay. They want me to combine these two items. And because this is just a demo, and I can take all of this code and I could just plug it into my own game, I'm not really getting as frustrated with the non-optimization of this level, like how it just keeps freezing. That's alright, because when I take it and move it into my game, that stuff's going to be optimized. Okay, can't combine these items. Okay. Oh, and then I don't even get to try again. I just have to do that to get... I do not like that you can't get out the menu. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's go ahead and combine that. And it makes 2 medkits. That might be an issue. Were you expecting me to have kept the last medkit? maybe they were expecting me to keep the last med kit, and they didn't adjust that number, but I shouldn't have 2 med kits. I used the first one. I almost want to... Yeah, I'm going to reset, grab the med kit, and then come right over here and see if that's the case. F11. I'm not intentionally trying to break it, but when I see a bug, you know, you gotta be thorough. And it's very important because you're selling something to people. So I can't move left and right. What's going on? Alright, okay. Mouse was off. Oh, come on. Okay, that freeze lasted a lot longer. Alright, so I have the 1 med kit. And now I'm gonna grab this. And I'm so close to it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and inventory, so I do have the 1 med kit. Combine, and maybe it will put me at... Okay, it puts me at 3. So, use 1. Okay, so it does create 2 med kits. Alright. Don't know why, but... Different equip groups. You can equip different items like flashlight, knife. I mean, Nfi. I can equip the Nfi. Anyway, weapon. The Nfi weapon, or even body armor. Different equip groups. So E. Okay, so but it goes in my inventory even if I can equip it. Equip. Does it stay in my inventory, and what function does it serve? E is telling me that it is equipped. I don't know how I feel about that, because it's taking up space in your inventory, but it doesn't serve as a functional inventory item, something I can use, or something that... Darn, I lost the word. What is this word in English? Something that depletes, right? This isn't something that depletes, so I'm either going to need an additional inventory slot to get rid of it. I mean, not to get rid of it, or to make it not valuable. Valuable isn't the word I'm looking for. What I'm saying is it's going to permanently take up a spot from now until forever. I think when you do stuff like this, if it's something to be worn and it doesn't deplete, it needs its own section. It does not need to take up an actual inventory slot in your inventory. Most games would have like body armor slots completely separate from the inventory for items that you can consume. Consumables are way different than this. This isn't consumable. It adjusts your stats, so it keeps you safe from bullets. Anything that adjusts your stats, not consumable, should not take up space in your inventory. That's not fair. But okay, let's keep it moving. Move. You can either drag and drop items or select and press. Okay, dragging and dropping is nice. Set item is a shortcut. Give me that. Okay, let's go ahead and equip. So, well, equipping it, put it in my hands. Yes, it's in my hand, but it's not set as a shortcut. My shortcut buttons are gone, though. Wasn't there, like, a shortcut grid? Wait a second. Why is the shortcut grid WAS and D? I use WAS and D to move. Wait. Combine shortcut. Shortcut to here. Why is it E? E is E. Oh, because it's equipped as well. Shortcut it there. Just to have something else to shortcut. I do not like that I have to do backspace. Wait, I'm not allowed to shortcut this. Why? Wait, am I not allowed to shortcut anything else? Wait, what? Wait a second. I shortcut one thing. Shortcut. I'm not allowed to take the shortcut away? A. Shortcut. A. Shortcut. D. No, it did nothing. I pressed D, it did nothing. Shortcut W. It moves it. But what if I... Okay, so they want you to overwrite the shortcuts, perhaps. Shortcut. Yeah. I think they're the same gun, so I actually won't be able to tell. Are they the same? Yeah. So I won't be able to tell that it was switched. Okay. But they don't want me to shortcut a med kit? Why? I should be able to heal it. I should be able to heal quickly. Okay. That's something that you've already got the code for the shortcut to shortcut a med kit. You just use the same code to make it the way you like it to. That's what I would do. Examine. That's not gonna happen. I've already examined the med kit when I couldn't figure out how to get out the menu. So let's look at the next room. No text to tell me what's going on. Storage. What about this way? Weapons, pistol, shotgun. Alright, let's have a look at the different... I have enough pistols. How do I shoot? Semi-auto gun. I'll take some ammo. How does it know which one I want to pick up? It's just picking up... It's just randomly picking up one. Yeah, it does. It's just picking them up at random. I guess they're overlapping. I'll take the shotgun. And then I'll go into my inventory, and I still don't know how to use the shortcuts, WAS and D. I use WAS and D to move, so I don't know what they're expecting here. But I'm certain they'll try to tell me, I guess. Also, I should be running out of, yeah. And the rifle, inventory is full. There we go. Let's take... Combine here. No, drop those. So if I drop this, it'll remove out my shortcut. Okay. It's a little wonky to work with. There are a lot of changes that I would make, but it's a great starting point. That's what I would inventory is full. How? I cleared 2 spaces. Drop. Oh, I've picked up the same thing. There we go. I needed rifle ammo. It gave me 18. Okay. But it wouldn't let me keep more than 10 here. 18. 9. Let me see if I can get more shotgun ammo. Okay. Okay, that's the level test. Alright. Let's go back this way. Now in their storage, a storage box provides a designate. I didn't see in their advertisement that they had storage boxes. So this is actually a happy plus. This provides a designated space for players to store and manage their collected items, deposit unwanted or excess items into the box, and retrieve them later. Are they connected? Are they connected? Like, will the same storage box contain everything from different locations? It doesn't state. Oh no, I am the box. So I pressed E, just assuming that I had to press E. It didn't tell me. So this pistol ammo, I want to leave. Is there anything I can put medkit away? Store. 1. There was only 1 to store. Shouldn't be asking. If there's only 1, they shouldn't ask. If there's anything more than 1, then they should ask if I want to store all or just store the 1. Alright. For some reason, I pressed I as if I was in my inventory, but they've already conditioned me to use I, so I took me out of that. Typewriter, because how is it Resident Evil without an ink ribbon and a typewriter? Manual save points. You interact to save the game. Permanently records their current state in the game world. And if you're not familiar with the save data objects in Unreal Engine, it's pretty simple. So my guess is I pressed E on this as well. Okay, they give you multiple save slots. I thought I saved there. Let me see. It closes afterwards, so I didn't know. Okay, so we have several different, wow, lots of save slots. And then character, game modes, saves. Area objective, less save. Okay. The game mode's easy. Alright. Not bad. I have to press that again. Okay. I keep pressing R to leave. Next we have the shop. Ooh, let's buy some stuff. Alright. We saw a little bit of the shop setup, but they're not telling us anymore. My guess is E. I have 150,000. Okay. Okay, guns. I guess I haven't unlocked rifles yet. And then you could buy the body armor and then miscellaneous. Not bad. How do I get, wait, where was I able to sell? Oh yeah, upgrade. There's an upgrade system? They've included an upgrade system? Alright, so upgrade system, while I'm not frowning at it, I kind of feel like they've tried to do so much in this and they haven't perfected. I love that. You don't have to press it immediately. They haven't really perfected what they have here. But I remember this upgrade system. Again, it's basically the entire Resident Evil system. So that's pretty cool. But I feel like a lot of things could be polished. They tried to add so much to it. Keys and doors, obviously, they restrict access. So beforehand. Oh, it's like that, huh? They're not gonna tell me I don't have the key. Cannot use this. Well, if I cannot use this, why not let me leave? I'm clicking off, left clicking off, and they won't let me. Yeah, left clicking. That. Whoa, what just happened? All right, don't know how I got out. I think I spammed left click. But left clicking off of the screen or off of whatever map you're on should always take you out of what you're doing. But let's go ahead and have the key. And with that key, all right, open sesame. There we go. Load the game. There's nothing here. And okay, there's nothing here with loading, but I'm gonna guess it works like that. And this is about to answer my question, are they all connected and can I pick up the same stuff? So my guess is yes, they're all connected, and this is how they're trying to show me. There's my med kit. I don't need the key anymore. They should have... It depends. I'm trying to remember if they ever did that in Resident Evil. Allowed you to keep stuff that you didn't need. I'm thinking of Resident Evil 0, where I had just a bunch of items just piled in the front room. Because I think they gave us a limited space, and you could decide whether or not you wanted to throw it away. But I feel like Resident Evil always told you, like, you're done with this key, you don't need it anymore, and then give you the option to toss it. Or I remember there was, once it got more advanced, there was this little red symbol in the bottom, I think, to let you, it's been a while since I played the Resi game, to let you know that you were done with it, or you didn't still need it anymore, and you were allowed to throw it away. And then there I go trying to click off. Again, backspace. Alright, I do not want to jump over to the other side of my keyboard just to leave anyway. Non-nanite making job. Performance may be affected. Performance is very affected when many non-nanite meshes cover a large area of something about shadow maps. That happened as soon as I got here. Okay. What's up here? I think there's that room I have to go back to. It's just demo area. Alright, we're gonna go right back to... Can I jump? No, not that high. Alright. I still don't understand what the hotkeys were for. Because hotkeys, you should be able to like take stuff out with your hotkey, right? But they have hotkeys is like here. Right? I should be able to switch through my weapons with the hotkeys. But WAS and D is for movement, so what exactly? How am I? I'm about to go into the demo map. I have no idea how I'm gonna get my gun out and shoot anything. I thought I had a gun equipped, by the way. Equip that. And I'm scrolling mouse wheel up. I'm just letting you know everything I'm doing. Left clicking, right clicking. Did I just shoot? Is the blue ball me shooting? There's no ADS, and didn't I read on the demo page that there's an upgraded cursor? There's no cursor at all. Also, I lost my gun. No, it's in his hand. I feel like I'm looking and I don't... No, it's not in the hand when I run. But isn't that the gun in the hand? Yeah. But when I jump, it's there. When I run, I don't know. See, a lot of tiny things need to be worked out, but this is really cool that it includes all of this. I can see myself tweaking like every little piece of it, kind of catered to my own way, but that's kind of what you're supposed to do with things like this, so that's not a bad idea. I won't know. I have to shoot you. I have no idea where you are. I've shot. Why does the screen jolt up like that? Oh no. I got him, but oh my. I don't know where I'm shooting. I got him. I don't know how I did that. Or that. Oh wow. Sharpshooter now. Where are you? I'm out of bullets. Okay. Well, I got him. How do I reload? I'm gonna assume R. They didn't have that in the tutorial. It was just an assumption. More. I do not like that the screen jumps upwards or downwards. No, the camera. Why does it do that? That makes absolutely no sense. Is that supposed to be the recoil? I'm only getting further and further underneath my player. Like, that's not recoil. Okay, we're gonna turn that off. Also, they said something about updating the cursors and the crosshairs, and that doesn't exist. Also, I have no idea how I'm gonna change weapons. Arrow keys, maybe? No, yes. Arrow key. Down arrow key? Down arrow key also makes me walk backwards. So it walks me backwards and then did the thing. I don't have a cross. Oh, look at the spread on that. You gonna tell me none of those hit? All of those hit. Come on. Alright. That's so strange, but okay. Alright. Well, that's that. It's a little, janky, but it puts everything together for you. It lets you know how to do some complicated systems that would take a long time if you were doing all of these on your own. It's by no means anything to frown at. It just needs a bit of polishing, which if you're a skilled programmer like myself, you can identify the bugs and the tweaks that need to be made, and you can go ahead and do those. But as a kit that, I mean, usually isn't free, it actually is quite a decent price, but as something that is free, it's by no means anything to frown about. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the showcase for the next 2 weeks, starting today. So today's the first day they release, so for the next 2 weeks, all 3 of these assets could be yours, will be yours for free. There's no reason to pass up on something as good as this. All of these systems are fantastic. I can find a way to incorporate all of them into the game that I'm working on. They are really great. Yeah, Fab definitely, Epic definitely hit the ball out of the park with this run, because these are some very in-depth, comprehensive assets that can help anyone in their game dev journey. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you do take a moment to download these assets for yourself. Even if you don't use them right now, I'm sure you'll need them in the future. And they're only free for the next 2 weeks. So that's all the time I've got. Let me know how you are going to use these assets or what projects that you're currently working on, and I'll catch you guys in the comments.